So arriving in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, here is the SoFi Center itself from the outside on a very rainy day. And here's the entrance itself where you get greeted by the trophy. I made my way around the back of this massive grandstand to the media center where I was sat in position A1 here. And then if you're interested, here's the back of the big screen. Everyone's seen the front, here's the back, why not? Hey, and here's the back of the LCD screen as well. I found it quite cool, so I hope you do as well. Then I saw the turf being prepped for that evening's game. This was really cool. This is the real grass fairway. Obviously, I had to give that a rub. That was happening that evening, and here I think was last week's efforts, and it must have been Kisner playing because it was chunky. Anyway, here's more turf action, and then my view out into the arena itself. And the coolest thing, not Roger Steele, who's appeared there. He is a cool guy, but it's the screen. That's what we're all here for, isn't it? 65 feet. It is huge. It's amazing to see in person. And as I pan through the rest of the arena here, hopefully you get a sense of scale here of this purpose-built site. Here are the two hitting areas. The furthest away one here is sneaky far from that screen. It's quite unnerving. Next up then, I shouldn't have been stood here, but I wanted to get a really good view of the green up close and personal. And that ledge you can see in the middle, I don't think it comes across as well as it should on TV, but it's a really big drop-off. It makes putting pretty tricky, I think. So here the team's warming up. New York having a chip and a putt, and Atlanta hitting into the driving range. And a final thing worth noting, I don't think they show on telly, they don't need to really, it's this little drop-off area. It's about 5 feet down to there, but it collects all the balls, so no stray balls kind of fly and hit anybody. Good health and safety practice. Well done, TGL. Time for the walkouts now. There comes Fitzpatrick, and then Justin Thomas getting what was a pretty quiet and sedate crowd going, or trying to anyway, and then Patrick Cantlay got us teed off. Now, what did I like being in the stadium? Loved being able to see the live tactics of each team on that screen as it was happening for every shot, as well as all the launch monitor data popping up there. You can see that was for every shot. I found that really interesting. Also watching the greenkeepers do their work, filling in divots after every shot, mopping up, making sure it looks pristine for television. Unfortunately, I saw a really boring game. Gosh, this was dull. 4-0 Atlanta. No hammers were dropped. It really wasn't good. Here in New York, in the press conference, sort of mulling over why that happened. It wasn't great. And Atlanta as well there, obviously pleased themselves winning 4-0. Now, my thoughts and feelings having been there, it was just a little dull in person, unfortunately. I think ultimately this is made for television and not made for the people in the arena. I didn't hear any of the conversation between the players mic'd up at all, which is really frustrating. So you lose a bit of the context of the match. And ultimately, the atmosphere in there just doesn't quite cut it. So while I'm loving it for television, I really am enjoying it on there. In person, it wasn't great. But I got to rub some turf, right? Who doesn't like that? So I'll leave you with that on my wonderful day out at TGL.